measure the depth of human sacrifice.
He went into the service before he was 18. He served 3 years. He was out before he was 21.
How do you comprehend the true cost of freedom?
Those 3 years changed his life a lot. He really grew up a lot.
You begin in a place like this.
Till the day she died, she thought son was going to come home. That was just a matter of time, but he never came home.
He still had to get my grandparents to let him sign up because he was under 18.
59 years ago, Pat Nolan's dad walked into an Army recruiting station in Nashville and said, "I want to fight this war."
But he wasn't big on school. I think he decided it was better for him to fight the Japanese than fight the books.
Remember that.
He came over to kiss me goodbye, and I pretended to be asleep because I didn't want to tell him goodbye.
Because right around the same time, Patrick and James Langdon's brother David found himself in the very same spot.
I got drafted.
Determined to fend off evil halfway across the world.
He was in the Bulge. He was captured by the Germans, and that's when they lost him, didn't know where he was.
As 18-year-olds, the only thing these men should have been worried about was getting their diploma from Father Ryan High School.
He said, all I could think about all night long was how am I going to die tomorrow?
Instead, they just wanted to survive, to make it home.
People hated getting telegrams because a telegram was usually going to be something bad. It wasn't going to be something good.
By the end of 1942, after a year of war, 35,000 Americans in uniform had died. Before the war could end, 10 times that many would lose their lives.
My dad was a part of the greatest generation, but he passed away before anybody knew that.
A generation of men and women who were not just great, they were extraordinary.
At the time, he was kind of young, so you can see a little bit of apprehension.
And yet, when it came to how much they had to sacrifice,
here's a big one of him.
17-year-old Leanne Hasty has learned they were humble.
It was more of something that needed to be done, and I was just a person that did it.
A few years ago, when her quest into her great-grandfather's genealogy began, it revealed to this now high school junior at Father Ryan that he should have received a Purple Heart.
It was in the mailbox, and one of the neighbors took it out and stole it, so he never got it.
The deeper she dug, the more apparent it became her heart couldn't rest until she found his.
Didn't think it was right that he never got it, and I think he deserved it.
As Leanne continued to work toward a degree of her own, war, she realized, had robbed dozens of alumni of their diplomas.
Class of 61.
My father always wanted his diploma, and
Born from that realization,
and today he's getting it. Thank you. He is.
the Hero Project. Turns out a 6 decades old problem could, in a way, be fixed.
On behalf of a grateful nation and a proud Father Ryan community, we present this diploma in honor of and in memory of David Leo Langdon.
His diploma now in their hands, it became clear to David Langdon's family this day might be more important to them than it would have been to him.
He felt like he was doing his duty, like everyone, at that time. And we're just very proud of what he did do.
Funny thing is, David Langdon was just the beginning.
Robert Bernard, James M. Burns, and Mr. Dan Fogarty.
There were more names,
Mr. Jerry Keogh.
more veterans,
Class of 1945, 44, 43.
more diplomas to hand out.
And our last Hero Project honoree today.
Remember when Pat Nolan said his dad was more concerned about fighting the Japanese than fighting the books? Well, he never managed to get his diploma.
Patrick J. Nolan, Jr., Class of 1944.
On behalf of our community and our country, Pat, thank you for your father's service.
To you and I, it might just look like a piece of paper. To Pat Nolan, it's his father's legacy.
He never got that chance to be thanked quite the same way some of those who lived for a long time have. So that's nice. I guess the diploma kind of means that.
A generation that gave so much, now getting something back.
He'd be very honored.
With photojournalist Mike Rose, Chris Conte, News Channel 5 HD.
Let me tell you what, you will never bow with a bunch of funnier people.
Approaching 87
I lead one every time.
and 89.
Get over there.
Age is about the only number that doesn't concern Bea and Ted Cromer.
I have a 169.
It's the Senior Citizens League on Tuesday morning. We just come to have fun, that's all.
There comes a point in life when we're told life will slow down. Not so fast, say the Cromers.
Whoa!
Just show off.
Show off. When we were young, we used to bowl for fun. And then we got a little older, we bowled for high scores. Now we just bowl for exercise.
Exercise and, well, love. Love of bowling.
Field goal!
And love of each other.
It's been a blessed life. Well, we bowl almost every day, weekday, and sometimes on Saturday and Sunday too.
What else is there to do?
Let's see, I'm up.
70 years ago, as Ted was being sent off to World War II, Bea said, "Spare me a life of loneliness."
Did I propose to you?
You proposed to me.
So on Christmas Eve in 1942, they tied the knot so tightly it has not loosened a bit since.
I just say I'm thankful for her and for what she means.
Now, Don, you make me cry.
They'll tell you there were times when they had wondered if their marriage was knocked down for good.
I think a lot of people don't know how to talk to each other. You know, you don't bring somebody down, you pump them up.
That's a way to do it.
Which brings us back to this day.
Good pick up, Mama.
And this place, where age isn't so much a handicap, but a minimum requirement for membership.
I won't even live to be 70, much less be married 70.
7 decades of matrimony, of course, deserves to be celebrated.
Has it been 70 years you can't remember how to feed each other cake?
But to be married 70 years, it's just awesome.
Another field goal.
He's not as good as I am, but he's pretty good.
At a time when you hear so much skepticism about the sanctity and commitment of marriage, Bea and Ted Cromer have at least one number
I got over 100 anyway.
to be proud of.
I always tell him I'm not through with him yet.
With photojournalist Mike Rose,
See you all next week.
Chris Conte,
I hope so.
News Channel 5 HD.
Isabella, come on, let's play.
Alex Frost's biggest concern at recess should be about tag.
You go down the yellow slide, I go down the pool.
This is Annabelle. This is Bryn.
Her oldest sister Taylor's biggest concern at lunch should be about gossip.
It's kind of hard to hear everyone because everyone's yelling at each other, but it's fun.
That's the way things should be.
Corn dog, salad, and cheesy broccoli.
This is the way they are.
He's at Afghanistan.
What's he doing?
Working.
Alex's dad, Sergeant Seth Frost, was deployed to Afghanistan on September 11th, 1 year ago.
I think about him like every single day.
365 days without her dad. Today is day 366.
Whenever he's like gone, I feel like he's not like with our family anymore.
If only Alex could have been at lunch with her older sister today.
We got a special guest that's going to come and eat lunch with you today.
Did you
missed you.
I love you too, man. I'm just glad you're not taller than me.
We could end this story right here.
The last time I saw him when I was 3.
We could do that.
I got 2 other daughters at the elementary school.
He's not coming to my birthday. He's way far away and he's on the other side of the world.
The end of this story, though, belongs to Alex and Reagan Frost.
Does anybody recognize that person?
Dad. Reagan was about to cry when you come home. So happy to see you.
I'm happy to see you guys too.
Turns out the National Guard decided 365 days apart was enough.
So I'm glad you're surprised. We tried really hard.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe it.